Extreme weather events like wildfires and floods are contributing to a rise in climate anxiety.
What is freshwater access going to be like? Is there going to be wildfires threatening my home and family? It makes me think about my future.
My word's climate self, and it's the part of you that is fully aware, entangled, and reckoning with the reality of climate change.
We're heading back to school, and that school is Harvard University, where students are taking a new course this year. It's called Climate Change Literature.
When students talk about books that they're reading or questions that they're grappling with, a lot of these questions and ideas have to do with climate change. And so I thought it would be exciting to have a course that focused just on the novels and the poems and the essays that are really tackling this subject head on.
I think for a lot of people my age, it feels inescapable that we have to think about these questions. So I thought that a climate change literature class would help me understand better how we're changing the way we think about the environment.
There is this undercurrent of anxiety about like things you do, actions you take, what does this mean in the broader context? It's a difficult balance to strike because I think not thinking about it means that there's a level of privilege that I have that it's not coming up for me every single day.
According to researchers at Yale, 30% of Americans are very worried about climate change, and 13% think it's already too late to do anything about it. And with universities trying to address the mental health crisis around climate change, courses like this one are popping up across the country, just as skepticism about the value of a four-year college degree grows.
So programs in the environmental humanities are popping up across the US and Canada. These courses and programs are increasingly more common, mainly because of the climate crisis. This is one of the main growth areas right now in the humanities.
What makes a good environmental humanities course?
It's really a course that centers environmental justice and, crucially, solutions.
To be in a space where we're not only just recognizing it, but we're talking about solutions, we're talking about people who have thought about it through literature, it makes me feel like, okay, there is hope, there is a group of people who sort of are willing to fight for a better future. Just being in that presence of community means everything to me.
Skeptics, though, question whether students enrolled in these courses are actually learning the hard skills to land a job without significant background in science.
Well, I think it's fabulous that people are waking up to the concerns about the environment. There's going to be a lot of careers built on this, but most of those careers are going to require more than having read something about it. It's going to require some science background. It's going to require understanding how to use what we've learned to make an impact.
Something that I've been trying to seek out is a really strong balance between like my STEM courses and my humanities courses, just because climate change is so nuanced.
My word is Yago. It's a noun and it's a compound between Sanskrit and Dhamma, and it means the destruction of self at the hands of climate change and natural disaster.
I do think it's important to be able to name something that is happening. Being able to be precise about language and being precise about those terms is going to help us achieve efficient solutions.
I mean, this is preparing me for life. Because we are going to encounter climate disaster, and all of the engineers and the scientists, they're telling us this. But we can't respond to disaster with numbers. We need to understand how to communicate with each other, how to respond in a way that would actually be productive, and the science obviously isn't doing that for us.
I think in history, if you look at large movements and what has really sparked change, it's art, it's people who speak, it's leaders, it's people who are moved by ideas.
You generate this sort of mass involvement and interest in a really important social movement, and without it, it would stay insular. But to have a better world that's for everyone, you need everyone's voice, you need everyone's interest.
You do not want to offer up any sort of hollow optimism or sort of a naive sense of hope. I think our students these days are too smart for that. Having a discussion-based class where they are able to really, really grapple with some of their intense fears or their questions together. I wouldn't say it provides a sense of hope. I would say it does provide a sense of solidarity or a sense of connection that makes them feel less alone.
My word is catastrohood, which is a particular community that forms in the wake of disaster. So it's a community that has a particularly tight-knit bond that a community that forms in any other circumstance might not.
Would you describe this class as a catastrohood?
Ooh, it is a certain kind of catastrohood for sure.
So what do you think? Is a climate change lit class a good use of your tuition dollars? Let us know in the comment section below.